tribe, welcome back to my channel. So I thought of doing a very quick collective reading as well as pick a card a bit later on for you guys, because things have been happening, haven't they? I mean, when I'm doing these collective messages, I usually pay attention to what other people are going through in my circle as well as other people's families. So I'd like to say, I don't know if you've noticed, the past, I'd say 3 days, it may have happened, you know, throughout the last 7 days because we all on different time frames, but things have been intense when it comes to other people, and it seems like some people have purged their energies on other people. So don't be surprised if you are going to have some kind of a clash or some kind of a maybe argument with someone else, but you're gonna notice how this person is just purging. It's just coming out of them. And now in some other cases, what I'm noticing too, there is something happening where people are purging physically. So maybe breakouts, anything to do with that. Your body would be showing you that there is an energy release happening too. And what else? What else? Those who have maybe your own social medias and you're socially active and visible, you know, online, I'd say you might even notice other people purging on your channels or on your maybe comment sections, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, doesn't matter. So that is the first indication for me when I notice people doing that, you know, firstly in my comment section, but this time it was the other way around, where I noticed it happening in actually the surroundings of mine as well as other people's, you know, when I checked on people, and then the comment section happened. So I'd say be aware of these energies right now. It's nothing really, you know, personal. I like to laugh, so I like to laugh energies off. Depends what they are. If it's some kind of a silly, you know, I don't know, silly thing, I would reply with silliness, because I mean, that's how I am. I'm just sarcastic in that way, but it doesn't mean that I'm getting, you know, somehow influenced in a bad way. I just like to laugh things off. Now, it can be quite difficult for some people because it depends what kind of intensity you have that purging coming at you, or maybe you are purging yourself. So it really depends, guys, where you're at. I did have to deal with someone who is, I could actually see all the darkness repressed in this person coming out in one day. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So that's when I think I sent a voice message to the Joseph Moon channel, and I said, hey Nate, are you okay? Is everything fine? And he was like, by the way, shit is going down here too. So I just wanted to make sure, guys, that you're aware, and it's just, you know, part of the energy shift, right? Also check out Joseph Moon's, this is not sponsored, Joseph Moon's, how did he doesn't like the merch word, but he does have a really cool t-shirt on his website as well as a mug, and in that mug it says retrograde with the flags. I really love that. So, you know, guys, let's see. So if you want to dive into this a little bit more, now it can be related to maybe energies around you, or you are going through this yourself. You can pick a card from the Magic of You Oracle, and we're going to be just looking at this. This is going to be a very brief reading. I just wanted to check in on you guys, and to give you a heads up and to say that's something that you might be noticing. Not necessarily, you know, like some people don't have it as strong sometimes. It depends on the person, truly. So let's see, pile number 1. I'm just gonna do a little pick a pile here. If you want to listen to all of them, I think that'd be great too. We're just gonna do 3 options here today. Pile number 2. Let me adjust the camera a bit. If you hear background sound a bit like the ocean, you know, like water running. This is my laptop exporting the private reading, so I think it should stop in a minute. Number 3. Right. So, guys, they all look the same as usual. I want you guys to use your intuition. It would be, I think, good maybe listening to all of them if you feel drawn to, because these messages will be pretty quick. And let's go. So what do we have for pile number 1 when it comes to energies for them or people surrounding them? We have resilience, burn away the past. So yes, a lot of things might be happening when it comes to remembering the maybe old hurt or past some kind of traumas, and it doesn't have to come through in that, you know, in a bad way where you put it on other people, some kind of past hurt. It could, but in this case it seems like you or people around you may be a bit more drawn to talking about things that has happened in the past and digging into the past and finding what it is that is affecting you right now. I'm literally seeing here someone, you know, burning something from the past, so maybe some kind of piece of paper or an image, a picture that helps them to release. But whatever this burning away thing is, it seems more so as a release rather than something that someone is clinging on to. So let's take a look at this card here, 27. It says, the girl of resilience is relaxed. She impassively strokes and stirs the flames of her past at her feet. In her crowded room of memories, she fans the flames without fear of letting go of events, ideas, people, and places that once defined her. She is comfortable in her room and is not leaving her space. The smoke does not overcome her. The window is open and a branch of the tree of life reaches in to guide her always to heightening clarity and wisdom. When resilience appears, it is time to stoke the fires of your past and release that which no longer serves you. Know that to rise like a phoenix, it is necessary to dive into the flames. Yeah, and that, I think that is what's happening for some. Be warmed and confident in the light that comes from burning away and releasing the bad and the good of the past. Release it all to be reborn with Agni, the inner flame. So a bit of purging, and I'm paying attention to pictures here, you know, to this imagery here where there's a lot of old vibe to this image for me in general. So anything that is, you know, sometimes when people keep a lot of things in their homes and every material thing has its own energy. So why people feel good when they throw something out that is old, that is maybe not needed anymore, that you may feel or other people may feel that they need to get rid of. Why you feel much lighter after even cleaning or rearranging things or getting rid of things specifically, because you're getting rid of the energy. See, every stuff around you is using energy. This is actual energy. Once you get rid of some things that don't feel like it's a match for you, or don't feel like it's bringing you something good in, it can be, you know, example as someone has a statue that has a lot of emotional value to it for them, you know, like a lot of good memories. So that feels good to keep there. But when there are a lot of things that are just, you know, a mess that doesn't have any emotional value to it, it can become a little bit too much. So I'd say pay attention if you're gonna be drawn to getting rid of things. It's gonna be a good kind of purging and cleansing here, and it can happen for other people too around you. Now, pile number 2, we have Avenor. So you're gonna pay attention to your gut here. If you, I think it goes for any time really. It's not only about now for the collective. Whenever you come across this video, really, there is a bit of repressed emotions in your gut, and pay attention to when you maybe have any issues with digestion or gut or bloating, right? Anything to do with that, because maybe something has happened in the past days where you repressed something, or there was some kind of a stress, and through your gut, you're going to be able to recognize that. Again, it's interesting, guys. You see the collective, how this is already tying in. Burn the way up the past, and we have make peace with your past. A lot of past stuff is coming to the surface here. This is big. This is big. So let's take a look at the Avenor card. If that's going to hold. If not, we're going to have to take a new crystal. Let's take that one. It's going to be very nice sitting up here. Here you go. I want these to be seen as well, if that's gonna work. I hope you have patience with me today here, because I do somehow. No, it's not gonna work. Let's just keep it that way. So 2 cards talking about the past. Interesting. Interesting. Let's talk about Avenor. Now, this might be something you are going through. You notice other people going through. It says, the rower sitting in her boat can only see from where she has come as she surges forward. When Avenor presents, it is time to gain perspective and an understanding of the role your past has played in the direction you are heading today. Are you able to appreciate the beauty of where you have come from and let that guide you into the future? Or are you focused on problems, mistakes, and disappointments and letting them forge your direction? As you strike out in the pursuit of more, Avenor reminds you to contemplate that more will never be meaningful and fulfilling until you truly embrace and unconditionally appreciate where you have come from in all its purifying pain and gentle glory. Avenor is the healing card. It is time to make peace with your past. Anything that has hurt you or anything that has hurt people around you, you might be noticing that having some kind of a effect on them. Would it be energetic field? Would it be maybe how they decide to talk or what they decide to talk about? So a lot of past is resurfacing right now for the collective in general. And that's not a bad thing. It's for you to acknowledge that or to heal that, you know? The acknowledging, for me, how I see it, acknowledging that fact, why things are like they are, or why you feel how you feel because of the past, is already one step towards that healing process, right? It says the girl in Avenor emerges from her journey along a dark, stormy sea, her hair still bearing the waves she rode as she was guided into this moment by her past. She trusts her gut. The tree of her life grows from her core experiences. Radiant and brave, she confidently faces an unknown future by anchoring herself in the present moment. In doing so, she embraces her life's journey without judgment. She does not regret the past, nor fear its weight or legacy. She has learned to see it for what it is, essential for her growth. As you face your challenges today, embrace your past. Climb high, be brave and bold. Unconditionally, the past lifts you up. The tree of life is yours to climb. Trust it. Ooh, and these 2 females look very similar, you know, in these 2 cards. If you've noticed, their hair, the color of the hair, the lips, right? Now, when we look at this deck as an overall, we have a lot of different cards as you notice. And even the color scheme here is very similar. A lot of different cards. So how comes, right? The collective is just saying, hey, Brigitte, yes. The collective is energy is happening and is seen here. Let's take a look at the 3rd card here. We have the translucent. Look, it's all about the darkness. I told you. That's why I think I wanted to do this reading. Translucence. Don't take darkness as a bad thing. You know, I just have to use this word darkness as something for a lot of people to understand. But look how she's riding it in grace. She's riding her own darkness. She's like, take me where I need to be. Show me what I need to take from this. So translucence is all about becoming friends with it. You know, making darkness your friend. And I'm hearing someone say, hello, darkness, my old friend, right? So this is actually quite a powerful time, guys. It might not feel like fun and games, and it does, you know, the change never does. So depends how you're going to look at it. Now, the most difficult thing might be for those who are in this field and who know and they are aware of that is seeing other people purging not in the best ways. or dealing with darkness not in the best ways, meaning they put all their trauma on other people. They would get an argument with someone else because they're not feeling good, or they would literally put all of their problems, sorry, that was my JBL, all of their problems on someone else. You know, when someone comes back home and they're not feeling great, someone else suffers. Now this would be something that could be difficult to watch, and you'd have to know how to approach those situations. When someone is stressing, for example, and they get all the, you know, the whole group stressed out. So this is for that person to acknowledge and recognize. Now, sometimes you may want to get involved, sometimes not. Depends on the person. Because sometimes when you're dealing with someone who is dealing with their own stuff and they put their own storms on other people, they get even more triggered by what you say. And there's two things. One trigger is good, depending on the person, and the other trigger is, you know, just comes in and goes out, meaning that the person is not in the place just yet of acknowledging that that's something that they need to pay attention to. They will through their own experiences. It's not about us, you know, teaching people. People have to be taught themselves, and by this repetition, as I like to call it, because sometimes it's very helpful when you tell someone, hey, this is you creating that, and they take it as a note and they're like, shut up, you know. They can joke about it at first, but they'd come back home and they'd understand. You're like, okay, that's actually true, you know. But there is also people who like it's like pouring, you know, fuel into the fire, and they have to learn through their own repetition. I hope it's making sense. We're talking about patterns here. So it's not about pointing fingers, it's about understanding where you sit in that scale, right? Where that person sits in that scale. Is that something that is mine? Is that something that is someone else's? How can we go about this? So let's talk about this card. Love the darkness. It says it's time to enter the underworld. You have been existing on the superficial plane for too long, and a balance is required. Be like the goddess Persephone, who descended to the underworld. In the patriarchal myth, it is said she was stolen by Hades, but this is not true. The Maiden of Translucence has her eyes closed, like the Fool of the traditional tarot deck. This is the card signifying the beginning of life's next magical adventure. She's letting go, and her winged bird steed is preparing to plunge into the cracked earth, opening up before them. The forest branches beckon, come this way. When translucence appears, it is also time to redefine your own parameters, protect your sanctuary, and willingly to take the journey into the unknown inner verse of you. Feathers are shedding, the hand is beckoning. Take the journey. This card is saying it is time to fall in love with the darkness, and that is damn right. She's not resisting it. She's coping with it in different ways. So I want to pull cards for you guys as advices. I think I'm just gonna use the Animal Tarot for you guys. So we're gonna pull an advice card for you right now for number 1, number 2, and number 3. I don't even think I'm gonna put timestamps for this video, because I feel like this is this might be beneficial as a collective message rather than pick a card. All right. So it came out this way, didn't it? I want to kind of keep it that way. So for group number 1 here, burn away the past. It doesn't have to go that way. It can go this way too. You know, we're not all in one bucket. It says it's time to kick back. Time to kick back, relax, and celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. Now, it's referring to home, it's referring to your thoughts. It's saying take some time off. If you feel that there's a bit much happening around you, water might be healing you, or fire for some of you, just watching the fire, you know, put on a, maybe burn a candle or whatever it is that you want to do. It seems like a purging moment, but a good one for numbers 1. Feel instead of stress, instead of, you know, feeling a little bit, I'm hearing hyped up for some of you, kind of turn it into that resting mode for yourself. Take time off. Give yourself a pat on the back. Maybe have a bath, as simple as, right? If it feels very intense for you. Now, we have 10 of Autumn for the Avenor group. It says contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. It seems like there might be some kind of a family matter here, or you might be drawn to staying a bit more with family, or there's some kind of family dealings here. Someone might have some kind of situation that has an impact to their gut or their digestive system here. So this is saying pay attention to where this is coming from. Maybe there is, you know, someone in your family who had this issue and then you have this issue. So pay attention to how you cope with stress and this other person does. Do you both tend to be a little bit like on the anxious level? You know, do you tend to be a little bit more sensitive? And that's where the, you know, the gut is suffering then. Do you tend to hold a lot of the past repressed emotions in your gut, and you didn't recognize it until now, right? But this time is for family, is for spending time with family for numbers 2. Maybe you're going to be deciding to forgive and forget, or someone else is in your family coming together. Now, the last ones, we have Ace of Winter. It says implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you refine your plan and reshape your goals into something even better. Keep going, you see. This for numbers 3, it seems like it has a lot to do with you needing to allow for things to be tweaked in your life. It's saying if things are not the exact way that you've planned them, it's okay. Just, you know, go with the flow. Keep on going. Because those little tweaks by the God, universe, whatever you believe in, you know, when you see a straight path and you're like, I know how I'm going to get to my goal, but sometimes you have a situation where you are being guided or being pushed towards, you know, a different road, and you're like, this is me going off track already, but not really. Maybe you need to go off track in order to find something there, use it as an experience for yourself, and come back to a main road. So that's how it feels like here for me. So I hope that this made sense, collective, and I hope this was helpful for some of you out there. That was a quick one. I don't know how I'm gonna name it, if it's a pick a card or not, or a collective, we'll see. And I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye for now.